Y'all are freaking crackheads, bro. Y'all, you got 10 views in less than 2 hours. I didn't think I would have to make another part of this series until like at least 2 days. Bro, 10 views in under 2 hours, bro. Like, thank you so much. But without that being said, hopefully we can make this video get as much subscribers, and hopefully the next two parts will be the two last episodes of the series. If you guys want it to continue, I'm gonna say 5 views for the next video. Okay, thank you and bye. Okay, so by this time I think Goku has perfected Super Saiyan God, and even better than he has in the canon timeline. I think that Raditz has already had Super Saiyan. So when he goes Super Saiyan, his power level is around 60 million. Whis, I don't think has gotten any stronger, maybe a little stronger, but his power level is so high, he can't really benefit from training with them. Goku will learn Super Saiyan in the future and unlock Super Saiyan Blue, but we'll have to see that later, or in the next part. So these are the humans' power levels since before they were at 100, they're in the early 100s, and now since Turbo came, let's say with like a power level of like 3.5 thousand, they've gotten considerably stronger. Like, let's say if Raditz went there instead of Beerus' planet, they would easily be able to like take him, even with just 10 Shinhan and Krillin. Now, Turbo is the strongest, and he's kind of the leader, he's kind of like the Goku figure. Nappa and Vegeta have done some training, and they're approaching 5 times the original strength in the canon timeline. They're trying to get at least stronger than most of the Guineas, so when they go to Namek, which they heard from Frieza, they're gonna go there. Now, everybody's meeting up in Namek, but they don't know that yet. So they're gonna try to sneak there before Frieza, but that won't be possible because they're further away. But for now, Vegeta's focused on trying to get to a power level 100,000. Master Roshi suggests to go to Korin's tower, and Korin tells him to go more up. They would know how to fly, and they would train under Kami. This would be their power levels. I think Kami would have gotten a little stronger fighting with all these strong fighters, and maybe the Dragon Balls would have 2, which is now instead of just 1. Well, they would be training up there for a few weeks, and he would be telling them that he feels something bad is coming, and that they should prepare for this great evil. Now, if you don't remember, in the first part, Grandpa Gohan defeated the Pilaf gang, and I forgot to mention that they were in prison. So the Pilaf gang managed to get out of prison, and they released King Piccolo. And King Piccolo basically wants the same plan for world domination. But he also has to be more cautious because he feels all the strong fighters. And I feel even Chaozu, who hasn't trained in a while, can defeat him. So, the Pilaf gang has to be a little more subtle, and I think King Piccolo would make more demons in order to fight them. Do I think he becomes young? Yes, I do think he'll become young. I think that I don't think they would have realized, because there's the Pilaf gang is so low, they won't realize they were wishing for the dragon. So I think when he goes to attack them, let's say his power level, let's say he's a little stronger, or like a lot stronger than in the original. He has like power level 700. He's like half as strong as Krillin and Shinhan, and Turbo being at power level 6,000, he just kills him, not knowing that it kills Kami in the process. So they go up to Lookout to continue their training, and while they're traveling up, Korin gives them some sensu beans because they're hurt. So they all get not they all. Turbo gets a Zenkai boost, let's say to a power level of 7,000 or something like that. Now, Kami, being stupid, wouldn't tell Goku, or not Goku, the Z fighters about, if Piccolo dies, he would die. Because Kami's like, oh, it's better if King Piccolo dies and never returns. And then, so basically, he's like, he realizes, wait, and he's like, oh, wait, Earth doesn't have a guardian. And so then he's like, Popo, go to my home planet, or something like that. So then Popo tells Bulma, and then Bulma's like, okay, guys, there's a place called Namek. I'm building a ship. And Tarbo's like, hey, Bulma, while you're building the ship to Namek, can you put a gravity room? And Bulma would say yes, and, they would all get stronger. Now, Frieza, is going to Namek now. So, yeah, basically the Frieza saga happens, but with three different groups. Vegeta's group, the Z Fighters, actually four. The Z Fighters, Goku and Raditz, and Frieza. So Frieza is heading to Namek right now. So I think Raditz and Nappa would have gotten a little boost since we last seen them, since it's been almost like 3 months. So it will take everybody about a month, but Goku will be arriving there a little later. So I gave Nappa, I think he's a power level 4500. I gave him a ×5, and then I gave Vegeta a ×5, and plus, a little bit of an extra boost, just to, I don't know, just to make it more random, not to be a whole number. Now, Goku and Raditz would have done some training, and let's say Whis can't take them to Namek, so they're gonna have to, ask the help of Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai would say yes, and they arrived on Namek. So, this is everybody's power levels. Arban and Dodoria are a little stronger, but Frieza doesn't like to train, so he hasn't trained. These are everybody's power level. I gave everybody a ×20 since they did gravity training, and they're not as strong as Goku, but Tarbo is actually stronger than Goku, and Tien and Krillin are very strong. Now, I feel like a couple hours later, Vegeta and Nappa would land, and they would just look around looking for Dragon Balls, and they would do the same strategy they were going to do before. Now, I think like a day later, since Goku didn't learn it, like Frieza was going there until he heard reports and stuff. I'm sure you had spies or something. He would arrive at Namek, and I don't think he would have gone to Frieza right away, because he felt some power levels. I think he would want to fight, and he feels they're pretty weak, but maybe Raditz wants to have some fun, so they go around, they look, and he feels like some power levels that don't really feel evil, so he goes to go check it out. Now Frieza has 4 Dragon Balls. He's been doing the same thing he has done in canon, and no one's really strong enough to fight Frieza. And so basically Frieza, finds Vegeta's power level and his scouting. He sends Zarbon over, and Zarbon dies, and Vegeta steals his Dragon Balls, because let's just say he brings in his timeline because he's stupid or something like that. So remember, Vegeta's as strong as Goku was, so this is super easy for him. So now it's just Dodoria and Frieza, and Frieza's pretty angry because he's like, did Vegeta just kill Zarbon with one attack? So then he's kind of surprised. He's like, I didn't think Vegeta could get this strong. But he kind of brushes it off because he's like, I could kill him any day. So he calls them the Ginyus, and these are their power levels. And the only one stronger than Vegeta is Captain Ginyu. So Vegeta is glorious looking at his balls. Like, no, not like that. His Dragon Balls, and he's just looking how nice there. And he's like, I have to hide these from Frieza because Captain Ginyu is still stronger than me, and if the Ginyu Force found me, they would just body me because their 2 weakest fighters could defeat me. Vegeta goes and he hides one of the Dragon Balls. While flying, I think Tien and Raditz would run into each other, but I don't think they would fight because Raditz by now would be a good guy, so he wouldn't try to beat up Raditz or Tien. And Tien like could sense his power level, and Raditz could sense Tien's power level. So like Tien knows he's no match for Raditz, and he also sees that Raditz is not a bad guy, and Raditz questions him like, "Are you part of Frieza's army?" And he would see he doesn't have any armor on, so he was like, "I guess not." So then he would give Tien the Dragon Ball. I think he would because Raditz doesn't really need it. He just came to Nami to stop Frieza. Now Goku would run into Turbo and he would be like, "You're a part of Frieza's forces, but you're key. It doesn't seem evil." And he's like, "No, no, no. This is Saiyan armor. I'm not a part of Frieza's forces. I'm on a planet called Earth." He's like, "I've heard of Earth. It's in the North Galaxy, isn't it? Or it's not the North. Is the Earth in the North Galaxy in the DBZ universe, or is it still in the Milky Way? I'm not sure." But then he would be like, "Yeah," and so he would. I think he would let Turbo keep the Dragon Balls too, for the same reason Raditz let Tien keep it, because first of all, Turbo is super weak, so he could steal it any time, and he doesn't really need it. And Turbo seems to have good intentions. And Turbo would ask if he was sane, and Goku would say yes. Now, Nappa is still a bad guy, so he runs into Krillin, and Krillin like talks to Nappa and is like, "Hey, like you're way weaker than me, and we don't have to fight." And Nappa would get angry because there's about I think 12,000, maybe 14,000 difference, but Nappa can't sense ki, so it's pretty embarrassing. I think Krillin would just have fun toying with Nappa because he's usually one of the weakest. So he's just blocking Nappa and dodging him. He's having fun. It kind of looks like he's in Ultra Instinct. That's how much he overpowers Nappa. He's a and so basically Nappa's getting angry, and he really can't do anything. He shoots a mouth beam and everything. And so then Krillin is like, "Okay, I'm getting bored. Is there anything else you could do?" And then Nappa's like, "If you have a moon, then I could defeat you." And he's like, "I don't know how to. I don't think there's a moon on this planet. I didn't see anything when we were coming into here, right?" And so Nappa would be like, "Well, I can make an artificial one." And I was like, and I don't think Krillin would be confused, like, "Why would you do that?" Nappa would be like, "You'll see." Now, the Doria is sent after Vegeta since, they saw his power level, and I'm pretty sure Scouters can recognize power signatures. So then he, goes up to Vegeta, and I think Frieza just wants to make sure it wasn't like a fluke or something like that. He wants to actually see Frieza or Vegeta's power. So Vegeta, like, I think he would toy with the Doria because he thought they were way stronger than they actually were, and he's like what, like 2,500 or 25,000 more power, battle power. So Vegeta would like move around, dodge Doria's tech attacks, and he would be so casual. He'd be like, "So what does Frieza want?" And then Doria would be like, "He wants immortality so he could kill all your Saiyans." He's like, "Oh, he can't do that now. I didn't know he was so weak." He's like, "No, he just wants his empire to last forever on like your homeworld." Right? And then Vegeta would get pissed off, so he just like slap the Doria into like the ground and make like a 20-foot deep crater. And Doria would get back up and he's like, "You know what I will rule? I will wish to be more powerful than Frieza, and then I'll kill him." And so then Frieza is somewhere else, and he's watching the fight through the scouters and seeing the power levels go down and up, and he's pretty amused by this. So he's with the Guinea Force, and they're all talking. He's with like two like random foot soldiers, and he's just talking. He's like, "Raccoon, I could deal with some stray power levels," and he would tell like, I think Jason Birder to be like, "Go deal with the power level." I think what I put Turbo at 140,000, right? So he would tell Raccoon and not Raccoon, Jason Birder to go deal with that, and he would send Raccoon to go deal with Nappa and Krillin. So they would all leave, and then so now it's only Ginyu and what's his name? The little green one. I forgot his name. The one who like could do time skip, but like way weaker than Hit. So Ginyu and them would be there, and Frieza would be like, "You guys, Ginyu, stay here for like you'll be my trump card." And then I think the little green guy, I forgot his name, and I feel like Frieza would just say that, like, little green man, you stay here too, and like for amusement or something like that. I don't know, cause he's pretty weak. So Frieza would go around, start to continue to look for Dragon Balls, and with Captain Ginyu and the little green guy. It seems like Frieza's having some trouble. I should go pay Namek a visit. I always have to clean after him.